The fight between Apple and Samsung has always been about who makes the better phone. For years, it was all about cameras, performance, and displays. But now the competition is shifting into new territory. Who can make the slimmest flagship phone? With the iPhone 17 Air stepping into the spotlight, Apple looks ready to take the crown, at least when it comes to thinness. When you put the iPhone 17 Air next to Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge, the difference is clear. The iPhone 17 Air is only 5.5 millimeters thick, while the Galaxy S25 Edge comes in at 5.8 millimeters. On paper, that difference doesn't sound huge, but in the smartphone world, every fraction of a millimeter matters. And when you see them side by side, the Air looks slimmer, lighter, and more futuristic. So, does this mean Apple has already won the slim phone battle? Not really. While Apple has nailed the design and made a phone that looks stunning, the iPhone 17 Air comes with a big compromise, and that's the battery. Reports confirm that the iPhone 17 Air has a 2,900 mAh battery. To put that into perspective, Samsung's Galaxy S25 Edge has a 3,900 mAh battery, which is a full 1,000 mAh more. And Samsung isn't stopping there. Rumors suggest that next year's Galaxy S26 Edge will include a 4,300 mAh battery while keeping the phone just as slim as Apple's Air. So while Apple wins on design, Samsung seems to win on practicality. Of course, Apple isn't ignoring this issue. They know very well that a 2,900 mAh battery doesn't sound appealing in 2025. To make up for it, Apple is relying heavily on AI-powered battery management in iOS 26. With smarter background optimization, adaptive charging, and efficiency improvements, Apple is promising that the Air will still last through a normal day. But here's the reality: software can only do so much. If you're the type of person who plays games, streams videos, or uses 5G constantly, you're going to notice the small battery. You'll probably find yourself reaching for the charger more often than you'd like. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S25 Edge, which we've tested, surprised us with how well its battery performs. Even though it's slightly bigger, it lasted longer than expected, making it more reliable for heavy users. That leads to an important question: who is the iPhone 17 Air really for? Clearly, it's not aimed at power users who need their phone to last all day under heavy use. Apple already has the thicker iPhone 17 Pro Max for that crowd. Instead, the Air is made for a different type of beer, people who care about design above all else. If you want the thinnest, lightest, and sleekest flagship phone in your pocket, even if it means sacrificing battery life, then the iPhone 17 Air is built for you. And in that regard, Apple delivers. The Air is so thin at 5.5 millimeters that it actually makes the Galaxy S25 Edge look bulky, even though the Edge is one of Samsung's slimmest phones ever. But should you actually buy the iPhone 17 Air right now? Or would it be smarter to wait for Samsung's Galaxy S26 Edge, which is rumored to be just as slim but with a much larger battery? That's not an easy decision. On one hand, the S26 Edge isn't coming until next year, and waiting for the next big thing can be a trap. There will always be something better around the corner, and if you keep waiting, you might never actually buy a phone. On the other hand, if you're not tied to Apple's ecosystem and you don't mind waiting a few months, Samsung's S26 Edge might be the more balanced option. Polls online suggest that people are divided about the iPhone 17 Air. Around 26% of voters said they wouldn't buy it because of the small battery. Another 30% said they're not iPhone users anyway. Only about 13% said they would pick it up on launch day. This shows that while the design is catching attention, the compromises are making people hesitant. What's clear is that the race for the thinnest flagship phone is only just beginning. Apple may have taken the lead in design with the iPhone 17 Air, but Samsung isn't far behind. And with the Galaxy S26 Edge on the horizon, the battle is about to get even more exciting.